So this video is for businesses who want to adopt AI as soon as possible for their business operations. I have been working for the last 8 years with enterprise resource planning software, with enterprise businesses trying to identify their business pain and bringing in software solutions to add some business benefits for them. And this is how we should approach AI as well. I have been seeing a rush right now with AI agents, with automations, with buying tools without any clarity or strategy of whatsoever from businesses. Actually, I've seen what's happening to businesses when technology gets pushed without these clarity and strategy needed from business. And this is absolutely important. So this is why I'm giving you the exact steps you should follow to be sure that you can adopt AI in a safe way, but also in a profitable way and make the maximum value out of it for your business. So let's see those steps together. The first step is to check your mindset out. AI is there, but we should see it as it is, not worse than it is, not better than it is. Actually, not worse than it is, it means we don't see that AI can give any value to our business without even testing it, without even seeing its potential or trying to reflect and see where we can go by experimenting with AI. Or better than it is when we deny that there is AI hallucinations, there are risks with AI, there is a bias when we use it. And these large language models, as better as they can be trained, we don't know all the data they have been trained on first. So yes, there are always some problems, but there are also some benefits. And we should see AI as it is, exactly, and take advantage of the good thing it can bring to our businesses. If there is a business problem that can be solved with technology, most probably you will think about AI first now, rather than just a software that can do stuff. The second thing is to rethink about the myth of AI complexity. Actually, since 2 years, we are literally just speaking in English with some software, which is AI. We are just telling it what we need and it's generating things for us. It goes from text to video to music to images, and it's becoming more and more efficient because the models are more and more trained and more optimized to our human needs. That's why it's getting better. So it's not complex, just try to use ChatGPT. There is a pro version for your teams to use it, or just a free version if you don't care a lot about your data privacy. But if you do care about data privacy, it's just 29 euros per month per team member to ensure that it doesn't get trained on your data and you can test things with it and also use it for your own benefit and create some custom ChatGPT for your business and connect them with tools and use databases and drag technology that is incorporated in ChatGPT and use the latest models. So there is a lot that you can do just out of the box, and it's not very complex to start with. The third thing, start with use cases in your business. Try to identify your most hated challenges, your most hated bottlenecks, and solve them with AI use cases. Try to adopt it very small and then scale. Just try small things. Use ChatGPT as a beginning, for example, and try to use its full potential while paying a minimal thing to it, right? And then you can scale, but don't directly start with complex agents that you don't really understand how they work. And then you stay with them, you don't know if they are scalable, if they are doing the job right. And believe me, AI actually is not very perfect. I mean, it has hallucinations. And those agents that are sold everywhere, we start talking about agent washing, and this is a Gartner report that talked about it, because 40% of those projects will fail in 2030. This is a prediction from Gartner because simply they are over-marketed. They say that they solve 100% of the problem, they automate everything, they can communicate together and do everything, but hallucination is real and bias is real, and also connectivity, and the tools that are used, maybe they don't work perfectly together, or the API calls are blocked at some point. So there is a lot of consideration to that. And this is to be approached very carefully through starting small and then scaling. This is very important in technology and digitization. So the fourth step is to keep an eye into your use cases through measuring and evaluating how your AI agent or tool is doing. Is it hallucinating? Is it solving the problem really? How much time does it take? Is it talking to APIs and is that working? Which data is it using also, because AI is only as good as the data it has been trained on. and mainly generative AI, of course, it can be very deterministic. What data do you give it to train or to also feed and get retrieved to generate for you some content or video? So the other thing is also to keep an eye into the external stuff. There have been this report from Gartner last year talking about 30% of generative AI projects failure. There is this report also this year from Gartner talking about 40% failure of projects with AI agents. And they call this agent washing by these companies that are over marketing it. And this is something that you should take a look into to be sure you are not getting trapped into this or rushing too fast into agents and complex stuff without really understanding it or without experimenting and starting small first or training your team or getting even external consultancy to get like a roadmap or what you should do first and be sure that you have a working strategy to get value out of AI before starting with it. Now that we have seen all these steps, start adopting AI. Then there is actually 3 levels of adoption. Just start with ChatGPT right now. It has a very easy to use user interface. It has all the tools that you need. It can have a learning mode. It can have a deep searching mode. So everything that you need as a business to accelerate your operations. You can make emails, you can make ideation, you can do some brainstorming about some content. You can generate images, videos in minutes. Then the second level of adoption is the automation platforms or no-code, low-code tools as they call them. There is Make and there is Zapier that make automation, so it means that the system will allow to communicate through APIs with your applications. SharePoint, for example, or Google Drive. So you have documents, you want the AI, large language models, to be connected to some automation tool to generate the content from the large language model, like let's say the GPT model that is used through API there, and will then generate something and post it directly to Excel or retrieve some data from there or do some summaries. So there is a lot of potential in automation as well. I'm not affiliated to any of these tools, but it's just what it is. So they are the leading tools right now, and thanks to them, we can accelerate businesses. And actually, there is also the third level of adoption, which is agentic thinking. So the agentic thing or agentic AI is really something to be thought as a worker rather than just an artificial intelligence, because it will execute whole task for you. And this is where we will define the workflow of the agents. If there is one agent, multi-agent system, if you really need multi-agent, which is complex to set up, you can do it, but first make sure that you need it and that there is a business problem that needs to be solved with some multi-agents, because they are not easy to handle and monitor in the end. But if there is just need for one agent, and sometimes it's also very similar to what these automation platforms combined with LLM do to talk about agents. But there is also this coding now and all these frameworks like LangChain, like LangGraph, etc. that also have the coding, the wrapping that is needed for the code in order to develop agents from scratch there and to have it all in development program, which will cost less most of the time and will be also more scalable and more controllable because you can deploy it and use the code as you want. So this is all for today. If you have some questions, please drop them in the comments. I hope that you got some value out from this video. I am also available for some consulting and I do it for free for now. So please don't hesitate to go to my calendar, link in the description. Thank you very much for listening.